Jake Seeley, everyone. We're going through it now, our tight end position for week 3. Going to touch on it quickly. I'll circle back and go a little bit deeper after Jake gets out of here. But we got to keep plowing through these positions here. So at tight end, Jake, Tyler Higbee is now $5,900. He's more expensive than Darren Waller. He's more expensive than Zach Ertz. What do you think about Tyler Higbee against Buffalo in this spot with an elevated price tag?
Oh, this is an easy fade. Easy fade. 3 touchdowns. Like we wanted to see Higbee get involved, and Jared Everett's been a non-factor, so that's nice to see. But it is Buffalo. It is on the road. It is Tyler Higbee, where Cooper Kupp and Robert Woods having a big day, can leave him out. Van Jefferson's been pushing Josh Reynolds aside. Like this is another offense that somebody has to be left out. Higbee had a huge game. I feel like a lot of people are going to gravitate towards him off recency bias of 1 week, and he had a decent week, obviously. This 5,900. There's just too many other options. Hell, your boy at 400 cheaper with no Cortland Sutton at 5,400. Like that's 500 savings to get. Yeah, Noah Fant. It's your boy.
I know. I'll wear that. I was beating that Noah Fant drum for far too long not to wear that last year. It finally worked out. That seems
look at the options right there. It does, especially when you see Zach Ertz at 51. Zach Ertz, 51 against the Bengals. Are you kidding me? Jono's at 52 ahead of Ertz. That's a great one still. Hawkinson, I'm probably going to fade at 53. He's great. If Kenny Galladay's back, he's only getting like 13, 40% of the targets, which is a problem. With no Galladay, I don't know why Stafford's not looking his way more. And then, to go further down, I still think like Hunter Henry's been used a lot. Hayden Hurst, you're probably going to have a lot of people come around because of what just happened, and he's at 4,700, so he might be a fade just because of popularity.
I think that's interesting. Even cheaper than that, like if Jack Doyle's not back, is Mo AlieCox at 3,800 a guy that we would look towards for the Jets? I think he's one that makes a ton of sense, right?
That's a super easy. Jordan Reed, if there's no Kittle, that's Jordan Reed and Mo AlieCox. The answer is if there's no Doyle and no Kittle, just smash both of them to all your lines. They're so easy right there.
I like it, and it might end up being a pivot, or maybe it gets a little bit more popular. But Eric Ebron at 4,300, I think is pretty easy to put.
I don't like how much Vance McDonald keeps getting on the field. Just stop with that.
Vance romance, man. That's always the worry with anyone on Pittsburgh. It's like if you're all in on Pittsburgh and you don't have Vance romance, and that's his one game. It's tough. That's basically what's been limiting Eric Ebron so far this year, though, right? Is just the impact that Vance Romance has had so far.
Yeah, I think it absolutely. But to go further down, I think Chris Hernan's intriguing at 3,400 because he's been nothing, but at the same time they're limited in options, and he's still getting opportunities that just hasn't connected yet.
All right, diving deeper a little bit now into tight end. If you're watching this for the first time, make sure you check out linemovement.com, resources tab, NFL data table. We're going to walk through our DFS first look every single Monday at 3 p.m. Eastern time with Jake Seeley, but also do a little bit of a deeper dive solo after. And then tons of other stuff going on. 9:30 a.m. Eastern time is our stream that we do every Sunday morning before kickoff. So let's take a little bit of a deeper look into tight end. So one of the things that we talked about was that Tyler Higbee at 5,900, that seems expensive to me personally. But if we're just looking at routes run overall, we know that these tight ends that see less volume through the air overall, just guys that are running routes, they're on the field. That means they're not blocking, to me at least. So Hayden Hurst at 4,700, still think that he's a really solid play with that team total against Chicago. I like that spot a lot. 22nd in the league at defending short area passes. His yards per route run, not near as strong. So what that tells me is maybe there's a little bit less upside maybe for Hayden Hurst, but that role is very secure from a volume perspective. I still think that he's pretty solid. Yards per route run, that's where we're going to see some of these freak athletes, right? We're going to see Njoku, Fant, Dallas Goedert, Hunter Henry, Jordan Reed up here as well, above 2.4 yards per route run over the last 4 games. So that's interesting. I was hoping we'd get a Noah Fant game, obviously with Cortland Sutton out. I was hoping we'd get a Noah Fant game when he was a little bit cheaper, but DraftKings got aggressive with that pricing. 5,400 for Noah Fant. That's a tough one. I think Dallas Goedert being so close to Ertz in terms of price, I think that's kind of interesting. I think most people that play like Goddard at 4,900, most people are just going to pay another $200 and play Ertz, right? Am I wrong? So I'm kind of like, that makes me a little bit more interested in Goddard. If he's going to be a little bit lower owned, that'll be one that we'll have to kind of keep an eye on as the game is or as the week progresses here. That team total is kind of what's leading me a little bit more towards Philly in general. And obviously there's going to be a ton of Carson Wentz out there. I think he's going to be pretty chalky at quarterback. So going to one of these tight ends or both, I'm not really huge into that overall, but I think it makes some sense. Again, in this range, if you're going cheaper, I think it's probably Mo AlieCox if Jack Doyle isn't there. But that's another one that we're going to have to continue to look at throughout the week. Schultz should be popular. Let's take a second look. I'm going to have to make this a little bit. There it is. Okay. I like Schultz quite a bit. Does he walk into that full role? I don't know. This should be a game that has some points for sure. At 4,500, I think a lot of people are going to try and get to kind of this Goddard Ertz range for a little bit more expensive, or they're going to go down to someone like Jordan Reed or someone like this Mo AlieCox range. So right in the middle is Dalton Schultz. I like it from perspective that like it's the offense that we want to tie ourselves to. What's my issue here is 24 routes run. That's not a ton of routes, guys. And it's not a lot of deeper routes down the field. So that's my only issue with it. The problem is like we haven't had a full sample yet from Dalton Schultz. So we might have to kind of take this game by game, week by week. I wish he was a little bit cheaper is my first talk on that. I'm with Flash though, probably paying down at tight end. That's kind of the name of the game, right? I'm either paying all the way up for someone like Kittle or Kelsey, Mark Andrews, or I'm trying to get really cheap with these guys that are running routes or running deeper routes down the field. So we don't have a super cheap guy that stands out from that perspective overall. So I think it's one of those weeks that if you did want to pay all the way down, I don't think it's the worst thing in the world, that's for sure.